Hi, it's Esther again, and we're back for another rousing episode of Exploring Creativity. This is episode 20, so it's kind of a big deal. And we're going to be looking at a painting that I'm quite excited about talking about the painting that we're going to look at. But first, for those of you who haven't been here before, Exploring Creativity is something I actually make art, and we take about 10 minutes. I take about 10 minutes to look at a piece of art that I have made, and I see Alice is there. Hi, glad you're here. And I take about 10 minutes to look in depth at a piece of work I've made and reveal some of the path that has brought me there and the decisions that were made. And it's abstract, so we're going to get into it. But before I jump into that, I'm going to do something I usually do at the end, but I really should do it at the beginning. I'm going to plug this art because obviously I want to do this. I want to share it with you. I want to make your day your life more interesting, help you, But I also am doing this because I want you to check out my website, esthersharo.com. There's loads of art on it. There's prints. The paintings are on there. I also have all the episodes of Exploring Creativity, and there's a clothing line. So if you're interested in that, you can actually check out some of the clothes that I have are being designed out of Montreal. And also you can check out my Patreon page, which is a whole lot of fun, and it's all behind the scenes. It's a heck of a lot of fun. There's videos on there that explain it. I'm not going to give any details now, but if you check it out, let me know, and we can have a really good time. So anyway, but now let's get into the talking about the painting, because that's what we're here for, aside from letting you know all the other stuff. So yes, this painting, I'm gonna do that old flip the camera and talk about the painting, and also just let you look at it. Here we go. Oh, and if it blocks off, just give it a little jig. It does that regularly, so just give a little forward. Okay, here we go. Boom. Hello. Here we go. Unraveling. Take a look at her. Okay. Let's see. Can you see how big she is? She's a big one. Okay, she dates back to about 2013, I'd say. And it's a painting. Why is it a painting? Let's go in a little bit and check her out. It's a painting. It's an abstract painting. The lighting, well, I'm not going to make any excuses for anything. This is homegrown stuff. We've got all this going on. Can you see that? Just check her out a little bit. I'm going slowly into it. We've got all little details. Unraveling, 2013. Well, just want you to take her in a little bit. Okay, let me tell you. I just thought it would be very interesting to make it bigger. Make it big, make it intense. I have probably already said to you each time, almost every time, I do not think bigger is better. I really don't. I think a good quality is interesting. However, here, I'm going to juxtapose. A couple weeks ago, we looked at this series of paintings, triptychs. Pangea. There were two more just like her. And yeah, it's intense. It's wonderful. You check it all out. But I just thought, wow, what if it was all on one canvas and then some? Look at it just becomes like this little DNA stuff. Just becomes so much more intense when there's more of it. I mean, I was making it anyway on the smaller canvases. And then we've got the edges. Look at the edge. Yeah. Do you stay on the edge? Do you stay within your confines? Do you go off the edge? Do you unravel when you go off the edge? Should it stay? Like what shape? I mean, it could be absolutely any shape. I'm not going to tell you anything like what it looks like, because once somebody says, oh, it looks like X, Y, or Z, then that's all you see. And this is abstract work. One of the reasons I realized I look at abstract, like I like to be in the abstract, making abstract art, is because it speaks to everybody. You don't have to know the language. You don't have to relate to the architectural houses. You don't have to relate to the type of fruit. You know, you don't have to feel comfortable or uncomfortable with nudity. It's out there. It's anything. It's science. It's the universe. It's knitting. It's, you know, however you connect to it is how it is. That's really important for me in my work, that it's universal, that's, you can go there. That's, for me, what is the beauty of abstraction. Let's see, what else am I going to tell you? We've got a mass, we've looked at this. So you see the mass of intensity, and I want to go back to a little bit, because it's big, and what's big about it, and the intensity. But I want to remind you, we can work small. This is small. Look at how small it is. It's small. We looked at the small prints last week. But it's got a size, it's got something happening in it that holds it. Bigger is not better. You know? Years and experience decide about layering. There are no layers here. What there is, but the intensity of it, it's like, I'm going to say it's crazy. It's crazy to have this much stuff going on. I guess, you know, it's like knitting. But what does happen, because the way it's made, okay, it's a painting, all right? The only reason you really can call it a painting is because it's on paint, and it's on canvas, all right? So that's why I'm calling it a painting. But anyone could also call it a drawing. Here, let's see. See? It really is. It's on a canvas. But you could call it a drawing because it was drawn on. All right? But it was drawn on with the ink, like when you have an ink pot and you actually dip your thing in, and then, you know, like they did in the olden days, and then you draw. It's an ink nib is what you use. And the thing about the ink nibs is they get worn out. They get usé in French. They get used up. And they change, and then you've got globs that drop and blop. And you've got densities that change. And so that, instead of being a problem, because I'm not a machine, we don't need uniformity, becomes something interesting, because it becomes thicker, and then it becomes darker, and then it becomes thin again. So you end up having some kind of a density and depth going back and forth. So we don't have layers here. I mean, I love my layers. We do have negative space. Woohoo! Love a negative space. But we also have the feeling of it having, like it's moss, or it's like it has its own elements of volume and thickness and space coming in and out, which is I just, you know, I mean, it's macro minimalism. Macro minimalism is a word I think I invented, and at least for myself, I use it because you could take a canvas, one could make the choice if that's what they wanted to do, or a wall or whatever, and actually make that form. Okay, you could totally make that form with one swath of black ink, black paint, whatever, and fill it in and make these little curvy bits. And that would be, oh God, what's his name? Robert Motherwell, for example. He did big black movements and round, and that could have been what I did. You know, that might be interesting, but that's not what I did. What I did was I made the black until out of all of this, because I wanted to. I would get excited to come to the studio to spend my day in solitude doing this. I don't know. People need to do what they need to do, which is, you know, which is probably why I'm letting you know this, to give it the value that it deserves. It is something that needed to be made. So here, we're going to go into some negative space there. Check her out. But okay, so about this macro minimalism, I'm going to go back. This time I have like little, you know, little references to other times I've been speaking to you, because the macro minimalism also here is a good example of, I use a lot in my work, but it's the sculptures. The sculptures that were made of lots of little pieces put together. If you recall, there is another episode of Exploring Creativity, which are all about my cuddly sculptures, and they have the little parts that go together. So it could have been a block. I could have just, you know, made a block, cut a block out of wood. I mean, hello, everybody's got blocks of wood. But that's not what interests me. What interests me is all the little teeny weeny bits. And to be honest, I didn't know it interested me. I've been figuring it out along the way. I've been figuring out what the words are that go with the art along the way. Anyway, I'm gonna, oh, and by the way, there's another one. Go on my website, you'll see. She's got family. She was the first. There were a couple others. And here, let me turn you around so I can say hello. Hello again. Yeah, that was the first one. And then I've made these other ones that don't unravel. Ooh, I didn't talk about the unraveling. Wouldn't you know why it's called unraveling? Can't you see? I mean, has it been a year of COVID? Do you feel a little unraveled? You know, but this is from 2013. I'm not going to get into it. I just, you know, some people can identify with things coming apart, things being held really tight together, and then just making it, you know, come undone. Come undone, and we go back together. Because the other ones don't unravel. The two bigger ones, the two siblings that came afterward, they're just in there with the shapes they chose to be, which they made me make them. They made me make them like that. So anyway, I'm gonna remind you to go on my website, because you'll find everything there. Everything that's here, everything that's there, the links to everything. And I don't know, drop me a message. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Exploring Creativity. Thank you so much for signing in, Alice and Jamie. I really appreciate it. The support is, gosh, you know, it feels great to know that somebody's out there pushing you on, signing you on, supporting you on. You're kind of like my little macro minimalisms. That's what we are. You do it, I do it. The ceramics, ooh, the pottery. There's so many things you support, empower each other to make it good, like, you know, like a good painting. Anyway, take it easy. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to the next time I get to share a little bit with you, and stay in good health, and lots of love to you. Thank you to Alice. Take it easy. Lots of love. Bye.